Simple recipe, so really simple introduction. I'm playing on a classic pairing of flavors, coconut, pineapple, and caramel. So you can't really go wrong with that. And then a nice little puff pastry to keep it nice and flaky and crunchy on top. We're doing a tart tatin, so an upside down tart. Can't get much simpler than that. Hang around, you'll see me do it. It'll take, if you think about prep time, stovetop time, and oven time, we'll have this dessert ready to go in 25 minutes. There are a few different ways you can do this pineapple tart tatin. You can cut the pineapple up into chunks and put it in a fry pan. I'm going to try and cut it into rounds. So I'm going to use these little cast iron pans here because I reckon a round of pineapple is going to fit in there perfectly. So I'll put one there. We'll do two of them because we've got two pans. Then I'm going to start to make a caramel in the bottom of them, which will be our sauce for our tart tatin. So that's probably about 2 tablespoons to 1/4 cup in each. Going to add a little bit of water just to help make our caramel. So maybe a tablespoon of water into each one. And I'll give that a little mix around. And then that's just going to start to bubble away and form our caramel. And once we start to get it bubbling, I'm going to put some butter in there and we're going to make our caramel in the bottom of our pan. And while that's all coming together, I'll start to chop our pineapple. So, almost forgot the coconut. So as I said, I want to infuse some coconut into it. So we'll pop some coconut in with our sugar and water. So maybe that's probably 1/4 cup in each one. Add another mix in. So great flavors, caramel, coconut, pineapple. Put some mint in there, it'd be good as well. So you can serve this with some mint on top or do a mint cream or something like that. Pineapple, while we wait for that to sort of start to bubble. So I want it to be probably 2 centimeters thick so I can get my pastry over the top. So I want to cut 2 centimeter thick rounds of pineapple. You don't want to cut it too thick because you won't cook your pineapple all the way through. And that's really ripe. You can see that's almost overripe, but I don't care because we're cooking it. So I'll just trim off our skin. You could use tin pineapple for this if you want. The little tin pineapple you get with the holes cut in the middle would be fine. Fresh pineapple I think is always better. It's always more pineapple-y. You could almost use, if you got the tin pineapple, you could use the juice in which the pineapple comes in is to make your little sugar syrup as well. Start making your caramel. But if you can get your hands on fresh pineapple, you might as well take advantage of that. And then you can cut the rounds as big as you want them to be. So they're nice chunky rounds of pineapple, so these are going to be really big sort of tart tatins. All right, caramel. Might just put a pinch of salt into each one as well. You can see that coconut is starting to flavour what's happening there. So a little pinch of salt, a little bit of butter. So you just want to get it started on the stovetop because you're going to put it in the oven. It's going to cook for the rest of the time in the oven. So I'll just melt that butter into our sauce on both. And once that butter is melted in, our pineapple can go in. I'll pop a pineapple on that one and a pineapple on that one. And now I need the pastry to go over the top. So what I've got is the biggest biscuit cutter I could find, which is going to fit perfectly over the top of that. So I'm going to cut out a couple of rounds of pastry. And then push that over the top as sort of the bottom of our tart. And that's going to bake in the oven. Same on that one. Okay, so my oven is on. My oven's set at about 180 degrees. I'm going to pop these into our oven. Remember, they're cast iron, so they're going to be hot. Pop them in. And we want to come back to them in about 15-20 minutes. We want our pastry to be nice and puffy and golden on top and some caramelisation on the bottom of our pineapple. and then we're going to turn them out, which is the difficult bit. So you hang around because you don't want to miss that, because there's a really good chance I'll burn myself with hot sugar. Now remember what I said about flipping them out and burning yourself. You actually would if you try to do it with this one, because there's lots of gap between where the pastry is and the edge of the tin. So I'm just going to take them out with a little spatula and turn them over that way onto our pan. And then I can grab hold of a little cast iron and pour our caramel, all that coconut. Yum. And do the same with the other one. So just scoop that out and flip it over and pour all of our caramel on top. So as I said, you could serve ones, if you look at both of them, one is cooked a lot quicker than the other one, which is just, I'm not entirely sure why that's happened. Pick up this little bit of coconut here and put on top. You could serve some mint on top of that. It'd be a really good flavour combination. But a dollop of ice cream or just some cream drizzled over the top of them would be absolutely beautiful. That combination of pineapple and coconut and caramel is divine. That one there, I'll give that one to John, the cameraman, because I could do with probably 2 more minutes in the oven. But this one here is perfect, and this one here is mine.